down.
Welcome back to another episode of Kiss My Auto. Today's episode we're talking about the Ford GT. Now, while the old Ford GT may have gotten its cues from a homage to the original GT40 race car, the new 2017 version is definitely looking to compete with Ferrari and McLaren. There's a lot of controversy as to which class of models they are competing against. This is in part due to its high price tag. It's almost $500,000, guys. It's a lot of money. And that means it's a little more rarefied territory, which it should be competing against the big leagues, like the Ferrari F12, McLaren 720S, all those kinds of cars. Yet its performance figures and curb weight seem to be leaning a little more towards the supercars in the $300,000 range. For example, the Lamborghini Huracan, the Ferrari 488 GTB, or the McLaren 570 650S. So because of this $150,000 price gap, in the tag compared to its performance, there's a lot of car enthusiasts who believe that the GT should have a more exotic engine, or at least one with more cylinders. On the other side of things, Ford was also promising better fuel economy through their market campaign of their EcoBoost engines. Yet so far, we haven't really seen anything that's intriguing. That's going to be proving it. I will say the one good thing about the GT has going for itself is that its sleek and sexy new look is going to be breaking necks down the road. It looks wonderful. Just go look it up. It's a absolutely beautifully designed car, but it seems to be lacking something in the performance department, especially for the price tag they have tacked onto it. So let's take a look at 2017 Ford GT and the 2004 Ford GT and do a little comparison here for you. Like we said, fully loaded price for the new one's going to be almost $500,000. It's $450,000 plus. You're getting a trade-in for the other one for around $250,000 to $350,000. And if you find an old 2004 with really low mileage, you're still probably going to be paying $400,000 to $450,000 for it. Now, there's a big difference in the engine. The 2004 model has a 5.4-liter port fuel injected supercharged V8, while the new 2017 model has a 3.5-liter direct and port fuel injected twin turbo V6. That gives you about 647 horsepower for the new one. A significant bump up, almost by 100 horses from the 2004 version. You're also getting about 50 more pound-feet of torque out of the new one as well, at 550 pound-feet. You have that 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission with rear-wheel drive for the new version. That's a bump up from the 6-speed manual transmission with rear-wheel drive on the old ones. Curb weight, you're only dropping about 150 pounds, guys, from the 2004 model. You're looking at 3,250 curb weight. Now, gas mileage, as you would expect, 11 in the city and 18 on the highway. Which is kind of funny because the old 2004 models was 14 in the city and 21 on the highway, so you get better gas mileage out of the 2004 models for the most part. Now you're also looking at under 3 seconds for 0 to 60 for this car, which is spectacular. And 3.3 for the old 2004 model. So this sucker still has some get up and go. It's under 11 seconds for a quarter mile, and it was about 11.6 seconds for a quarter mile for the 2004 model. It seems like a cool car, but especially if you're into the aesthetics of cars, which a lot of people are, and that's a phenomenal thing to be about. But if you're really looking for that speed and the power, it's, are you willing to drop that kind of money on it? There are allegedly 250 cars still up for grabs, but keep in mind, you'll have to wait over 3 years as production is booked until then. And even if you submit an application to get one, you'll need some kind of a big social media following and have owned a previous Ford model. Doesn't necessarily have to be a GT, but something Ford. And that'll really help your luck. Ford based this selection process on how Ferrari handled the LaFerrari, but those folks are paying much, much more. This car is going to be either a hit or a miss for everybody, so opinions are going to vary. I think the GT may be better viewed as a business deal rather than being the next supercar you gotta have, mainly because like the old GT, the new one will probably dramatically increase in price over the course of several years. In terms of potential power for the GT though, I think it's way down compared to the old supercharged V8, as be surprised if aftermarket groups are able to squeeze another 50 to 100 horsepower without adding larger turbos or beefing up the engine internals. The old V8 was able to consistently reach 1,000 to 1,200 horsepower but still maintain that low torque and drivability. If the new GT gained any more power, it would be too peaky for the street and will suffer even more fuel economy and reliability as well. I think the main problem with the GT is that while it is an extremely fast car, it is not as great as it could be. They could really amp it up if they wanted to. And in that regard, if you want to buy the GT, we say do it at your own risk. It's really going to be one of those cars where if you love it, you love it. But if you don't, you don't, you know? Thanks again for tuning in, guys, to another episode of Kiss My Auto. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and to Facebook and Twitter accounts. We love hearing your opinions and stuff like that. Also, guys, if you have any questions or comments, leave it there. And most importantly, if you have anything you would like to see us review, please leave that in our comment section. We love looking at that. We love doing review on new cars. So, thanks, guys.